Hi everybody, welcome back to Culinary Chaos with Anna in a tiny, cramped, and chaotic kitchen. I guess chaotic, chaos, same thing. Okay, whatever. Tonight, from Martha and Marley Spoon, we are going to be making sirloin filet and potatoes with spinach and warm vinaigrette. But unfortunately, Houston, we have a problem with the ingredients, and this is a first. I guess I'll start with the problem. Here's the spinach. This was actually delivered yesterday. I was home, so it was not sitting out on the step for more than 2 minutes before I brought it in, unpacked it, and put it in the fridge. I think that possibly what happened to this was that it was maybe too close to the ice packs and froze or something. I think that delicate little greens like this definitely react badly to being over cold. So anyway, there will be no spinach in the sirloin filet and potatoes with spinach and warm vinaigrette. But anyway, what else do we have in there? We had these very nice Boulder Natural beef sirloin steak, and there is scallions, fingerling potatoes, there is Grey Poupon mustard, red wine vinegar, horseradish, garlic, and I have salt and pepper and oil. Tonight we're just going to be using the Colavita canola oil because I have not gone and gotten the olive oil yet. So flipping over here, we're going to start off by preheating the oven and getting the potatoes ready to boil. So let me get started on that, and I will be back in a flash. Okay, so the fingerling potatoes have been rinsed off, and according to the instructions, we add 1 tablespoon of salt, and then we cover them. What does it say? To add cold water to cover it by about 1 inch. So I reckon that's roughly 1 inch. And then we're going to just put these over here on the stove and set it on high. And then while those, once they come to a boil, we cook until they are tender, which is 15 to 18 minutes, and then yada yada yada. In the meantime, I'm going to make the vinaigrette. Okay, the potato water has come to a boil, so I'm going to turn on the timer for 15 minutes to start with and see how that goes. And then in the meantime, we're making the vinaigrette. And the scallions have been thinly sliced. You cut the root and the other end off. And in this bowl, I have 2 tablespoons of oil. We're going to add, hang on, we have 1/4 teaspoon salt, and that's sea salt. Well, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. Very awkwardly, apparently. So anyway, Dijon mustard is going in there. The vinegar. The horseradish. And that, oops, it came out. Good for me. And then we'll add the scallions and pepper and whisk that together. And then we'll do whatever comes next. Okay, so I've added the pepper to the bowl, and we're going to whisk this to make the vinaigrette. And I guess that gets to sit for a while. And the next step, once the potatoes have finished boiling for until they're tender, is that we get to put them in the oven. We get to roast potatoes tonight. This is actually a very simple little meal. Basically, you just boil the potatoes, roast the potatoes, make the vinaigrette, cook the steak, eat it. So while the potatoes are boiling, and I am also boiling, this is very hot in this kitchen with this stove, I think it's time for me to crack open a bottle of wine. So I will be back when the potatoes are finished cooking. Okay, and speaking of wine, this week I am lucky to have this very large bottle of Mondavi Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's a 2011 for anybody who cares about that stuff. It's really good, and it should last me hopefully more than a couple of days, and we say that hopefully. Actually, I say hopefully it'll last me more than a couple of days. I actually don't drink as much wine as I talk about drinking. That really is about as much as I'm going to drink tonight. One glass, and that's not even a full glass. But I thought you might be interested in seeing it. This is my little workstation, and I'm in the process of getting the chicken and harissa potatoes with kale and olives uploaded onto YouTube. So, just a little side note, I do some things around here, not a lot, but this I do. Okay, they say to toss to combine. I don't know how you toss to combine fingerling potatoes, but I think that the idea is to get the potatoes coated with the oil. And so we have done that pretty much, and now we get to the really fun part. So what we do is we use the bottom of a glass to flatten the potatoes slightly, it says. So okay, there's one, that worked. Try another one. Okay, a little bit. Anyway, this is going to take more than a couple of seconds as we squish potatoes, and I don't know how far we're supposed to flatten them. Ooh, that one squished up really good. Anyway, so I'm going to continue to squish potatoes, and then apparently we put them in the oven. Oops, really flattened that one. Okay, some of those squished better than the other ones. The littler ones are apparently more cooked. And now what we're going to do is we're going to stick these in the 450-degree oven for, it says, 10 to 15 minutes, and then we're going to start the steak. Okay, so meanwhile, there is what's supposed to be 2 teaspoons of oil heating over medium-high in my skillet. I don't measure, so that to me translates to about that much. And over here, these steaks have been seasoned with salt and pepper. These steaks are absolutely beautiful, by the way. And just as a side note, I have never been disappointed with any of the ingredients that I've gotten from Marley Spoon. It is unfortunate about the spinach, and what's particularly unfortunate is the fact that I didn't actually have any on hand, and I normally do. I normally have spinach in the fridge for smoothies, but just I haven't been to the market in a while, and I'm out of spinach. So anyway, we're going to stick the steaks in the frying pan, in the skillet, and those are going to cook for 3 to 4 minutes until deeply browned. Okay, time to flip the steaks. As you can see, I've already done one, and it is just beautifully seared. And oh, there's the other one. That's just delightful. This smells awesome, and it's got some more exciting things to happen to it. Okay, so the steaks are done, and we take them out and put them on a tray to rest. I have turned the heat off of the skillet, and now what we are going to do is we add the vinaigrette to the warm pan, which that pan's probably too warm. and try to scrape some of the bits of the steak stuff. I don't know what you call it. I suppose I should read the instructions. What does it say? Add vinaigrette to hot skillet and stir, scraping up any brown bits from the bottom. So that's what I'm doing now. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The potatoes, you know, it would really be in my own best interest if I read the instructions more than once. I did kind of forget that when I did the potatoes, you're supposed to squash them and then flip them over so that they get both sides covered in oil, which I didn't do, but the timer went off for 15 minutes. I thought they looked a little insipid, so I turned them over, and lo and behold, they're nice and crispy on that side. So I'm giving them another 5 minutes just to crisp up, and I guess this is done. And so now basically we plate. Okay, so the steak is done and plated, and now I'm going to get the potatoes out of the oven, and those look absolutely delightful, and we're going to put some of them on the plate. And the potatoes turned out beautifully, and the steak looks absolutely yummy. So anyway, let's see if I can do this one-handed. Here comes the surprise. The vinaigrette goes allegedly over everything. The steak and the potatoes, and if we had spinach, it would go over that too. So this is probably one of the quickest dinners I've ever done, and that's one of the things I like about Martha and Marley Spoon thus far, is that everything is a lot quicker and not as complicated as some of the other things I've done. So, and there you have it, from Martha and Marley Spoon: sirloin filet and potatoes with warm vinaigrette and unfortunately no spinach. And that is being enjoyed with this lovely Cabernet from Mondavi. So, from me in Grasshopper's Kitchen, it's time to say buon appetito, ciao for now, see you next time, bye-bye now, bye-bye.